Kia ora, boys and girls. Today I want to read to you The Smallest Girl in the Class. It's by Justin Roberts and Christian Robinson. Hardly anybody noticed young Sally McBrass. There she is down there. She was the smallest girl in the smallest class. Yes, her name could be heard in the daily roll call, and she marched with her books down the same school hall. But hardly anyone noticed young Sally McBrass. And they certainly didn't know, or at least didn't mention, that Sally was paying extra special attention. To the abandoned kite with the tangled string, to the 27 keys on the caretaker's ring, to the leaves turning gold as they started to fall, to the time Tommy Torino was tripped in the hall. There's the caretaker. There's Tommy. Poor old Tommy. She watched as the wildflowers tipped to the light. You know that flowers bend to the light? And heard the howl of a hound dog late at night. Not Mr. Finn, who's over behind me. She was there when the stray cats who fought in the dark were surprisingly peaceful in the city car park. That's nice. She saw Kevin McEwen get pushed off a slide, and the first few tears that he wanted to hide. Poor Kevin. And she'll never forget that Parents' Day when Billy's dad suddenly dragged him away. But through all the mean words and all the cold stares, nobody noticed that Sally was there. And they didn't know, or at least didn't mention, that Sally was paying extra special attention. She'd seen how a whisper could make someone cower, like a bulldozer crushing through a field of wild flowers. And it kept piling up this discarded debris, those beautiful kites tangled in trees. And so on May the 3rd at 12:29, Sally stepped out of the lunch hall line. Barely keep her face over the top. She said, "I'm tired of seeing this terrible stuff. Stop hurting each other. This is enough." Now, a few laughed out loud or didn't care, but there was some girl with her hand in the air. But then something super special happened that day as Howard O. Henry set down his tray. Like waves rolling in one after another, first Molly rose up, then Michael's twin brother. It was Tyrone and Terence, then Amanda and Paul, who pushed out their chairs and stretched their arms tall. From the friendly lunch lady with the dishes she carted, to that New Year 3 teacher who'd only just started. Yes, everyone there, even head teacher Claire, had joined little Sally with fingers in the air. And though hound dogs were destined to howl in the night, and most stray cat meetings would end up as fights, and kites would continue to get stuck up in trees, they all felt for a moment like the caretaker's keys, fastened together with a heavy steel ring that held all the secrets to unlock everything. As the world returned to the way it was, Sally noticed the difference, as she usually does. When Billy paused briefly to open the door for Mrs. O'Connell and 17 more, or when Molly scooched over to make some more space on the coral benches for Alan and Grace. These moments that often get taken for granted, a wild flower appearing that no one had planted. You like that word, scooched over? The swings soon resumed their rhythm and sway, and day turned to night and night turned to day. People remembered and would quite often mention that Sally had been paying extra special attention, and how the world could transform and change come to pass thanks to the smallest girl in the smallest class. You like that story? You don't have to be big to make a difference. You can be like Sally McBrass, the smallest girl in the smallest class, who put up a hand and said, what did she say? Let's look it up. What did she say when she stood up in that lunchroom? She said, I'm tired of seeing this terrible stuff. Stop hurting each other. That is enough. And then miracle, everyone else put up their hand. Yes, that's enough. We don't want to hurt each other anymore. Have a wonderful day.